Hi there, Anne Snayers here, and welcome to your 5 steps to awesome. Now that you're clear on what your superpowers are, it's time to learn how to leverage those to create your life of awesome. And if you've missed that bit about the superpowers, don't worry. You can head to my website, www.annesnayers.com, and you can get access to your free thinking tool there to figure out what your superpowers are and get back into your power. How cool is that? So, because I'm always interested in learning how I can be the best version of myself, I spend a lot of time studying NLP, behavioral psychology. I've also been studying metadynamics, which is the only research-based proven coaching methodology in the world. Pretty cool. And I've also been looking at what some of the most successful people around the world are doing, because I reckon they're a pretty good example to take notice of. And I want to find out how they're applying an attitude of excellence to their day-to-day life. I find it simply fascinating, and I can't wait to share with you some of the things that I've noticed. So let's rock out together, hey? So first of all, I've learned that being awesome is an attitude. It's a way of thinking. Some people think that leading an awesome life depends on having a bunch of things. Having a job that you love every minute of every day. Having an amazing relationship with the partner of your dreams. Owning your own house, your own home. Having a fabulous car or having an extensive wardrobe. Whatever floats your boat, really. There's all sorts of things that people fancy having. And what I've noticed is that they tell themselves, when I have all these things, then I'll be successful. Then my life will be awesome. What they're not seeing is that all those things are just the framework in which you live your life. They're the vehicle through which you experience how awesome your life is or isn't. They are your physical environment in which you can choose to either set yourself up for the awesomeness that you want, or you can fall into routines and never really quite notice the beauty that is already there, never really quite achieving that fulfillment that you were seeking in the first place. So perhaps these things do give you the ability to set up the life that you want. They can be a vehicle for it and to create the change that you're looking for. But when you've gotten past those first hurdles and things really start to accelerate, that's when you can really start to appreciate that making your life a success is really an attitude. It's about what you bring to it. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of thinking that requires taking 100% responsibility for the results that we're getting in our life. So now let's take a closer look at these 5 steps, or these 5 principles that you can build your life around to create a life that is exuberant with your own personal flavor of awesome. Okay? It's based on neuro-linguistic programming. Okay, which was created in the 1960s and 70s by 2 amazing men. One was a linguist, the other was into computers. And after studying human behavior in numerous people, they noticed that there was a number of patterns that became visible in terms of who was experiencing success and who wasn't. Okay, so those are some of the patterns I will be sharing with you today. And the first principle in building your life of awesome is to know what you want. It's to know what you're aiming for. What is your outcome? So many people live their lives just going about getting whatever results they're getting, and they just take whatever comes to them. Life is what shows up for them. So if it's a good day, it's a good day. And if bad stuff happens, it's a bad day. And they've got absolutely no mastery over the results that they're getting. It just happens to them. However, if you want to become a master of your destiny, if you want to be in control of the results that you're getting, you're going to need to be really clear on what it is that you want to achieve. What is it that you're working towards? So the first step is to build your dreams and then make sure that those dreams become a reality by aiming for them. So you've got to figure out what you want. Not just day to day, going along life, hoping it's a better day, but really thinking, what intent am I having for myself today? What am I actually aiming to achieve here? What would make today an outstanding day? What do I need to do today to really improve on the results of yesterday? So, knowing your outcome is absolute key. It is the place to start. In life, we tend to get what we're focused on. So, the extent that you're focusing on the problem, then that's the outcome you're going to get. Focus on a problem and you'll get the problem. So, I'm kind of curious, what would happen when you start to shift your focus on the outcome that you want instead of on that problem? You've got to empower yourself to create that, don't you? Now, whether you're using this in your life or in your business, your relationships, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It's the universal rule that if you know your outcome and you move your focus to that outcome, you're going to improve your results. Now, maybe you won't get the results immediately. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, and that's okay. It might take a couple of times even for you to persist and work through some stuff. And we'll have a look at that too. But regardless of that, it's going to give you more of an opportunity to get the results that you're looking for if you know the results that you're looking for. Makes sense, doesn't it? So rather than if you just accept what shows up, take a moment to paint a picture for yourself. What is it that you're trying to create here? Because once you get clear on that, you know what you're working towards. About 5 years ago, probably slightly over, I decided to recreate my life. I was at a point in my life where I had just left a dysfunctional relationship a year earlier, and I'd taken some time to get back in touch with what was important to me. And one morning I realized that it was up to me to make things happen. If I wanted an amazing life, I first needed to get clear on what that meant for me. Because it's like with the GPS, if you don't put the destination in, how are you ever going to get there? So what I did was I created a vision for myself and for my life. A vision that was much larger than I ever thought would become true. And I allowed myself to dream that. I gave myself that space. So one of the things that I wanted was to have a thriving relationship. One that would just fill me with love. I also wanted to spend more time living in a big international city where I could work with people from around the world, because that's something that really excites me. I wanted to build a life that would enable me to explore different cultures on a regular basis. And in order to make that happen, there were all these different things that I needed to deal with. And I could have chosen to get bogged down focusing on all those details, all those little things that had to happen. But instead I made a different choice. I chose to focus on that larger outcome. And I trusted that by focusing on the bigger picture that I was creating for myself, I would figure out the details along the way. And because I chose to focus on the outcome, that really accelerated and amplified the results that I got. Which is why it still forms the baseline of the things that drive me today. Because it works for me. So whatever you want to apply this in, your personal relationships, finances, career, really doesn't matter. Decide up front today. What outcome are you looking for?